cannot be shared or disclosed to any third party without written consent of designer. So this is a bit difficult for the measurer because sometimes the measurer cannot really see what I or rating officer can see. That's why we need to understand. But this is very strict policy, and having, because having basically almost every boat designs in the world in your hands is pretty powerful on the end, I would say, in the sense of responsibility. And then every rating officer has to sign this confidentiality declaration and has to sign the paper that no offset file will be shared without written. And many times we are getting some of the designers, some sail makers, people are asking, and then we are asking the designers, and the designers are giving us that there was this guy from Sweden asking about, I don't know which boat, and the Tore, and for one X, and he got the paper from X, and we sent him. So this is important to know. And when you go to several services, you will never see. You will use, but you will never see the offset file. The offset file is done that with all these stations.
Just to finish,
just
to understand. So in your policy in Croatia, you scan the boat when you don't have.
No, I mean it's
where you realize that there's something.
I would say, as far as I know, I don't remember when we last time scanned the hull in Croatia, because all the boats were coming either already measured or having. For a couple of you, we got designers' data that we checked. This is, and for frankly, for these charter boat fleets, which are used, on sometimes without spinnaker or something, even if I don't have any way out, and most of them have, but I will probably finish as the last resource, take the most close file and modify it to the given dimensions to get, because there is absolutely no, this is for this boat to invest in the hull measurements, they do not want them. And frankly, the level of the rating they need is provided accurate enough.
I mean, for this particular boats, you know that this is a club racing level. They will never go to championship.
Yeah.
And so you kind of give them
depend. But of course, everyone that has ORC International goes to the top level is fully measured, and we have no problem with this. Generally, with the hull offset files, I don't know here also how much is on the ORC International. I would expect that most boats that are racing here ORC International have hull offset files. I would expect that you guys here probably have also the problem with the old designs that are coming with maybe lack of drawing of everything, and where you need.
Or some strange one-offs or
some
30 years old boats.
Zoran, can you tell us what dimension of the hull should be checked if offset file can be get from ORC database for ORC International?
I mean, if you get the offset file for ORC database for ORC International, then I assume that this is the boat you have. You don't have a problem with the.
Yes.
If you don't,
I can check, for example, what it is on the land, and what
depends, of course.
Yes.
It depends. The normal thing is, let me see. So the first thing what I will check is that, okay, this is the boat. Let's say where is the start of the keel? Is how long the keel is? Where is the start of the rudder? Where is the trailing edge of the rudder? When we talk about freeboards later, the most important thing is to understand the difference in height between this point and this point. What is the width of the between the width of the transom? This is the things that you may check. I mean, as I said, if you have the offset file and if you know it's 36.7, you will probably get it. Okay, it's 36.7. It's measured. No, I will come to also to the check on the Swedish boat, the story later. But you know, if you have the other challenges when you have designer files, and then also during the designer files, later I will show you the biggest problem is just this, to find where is the point. Because when designer files, when they are doing the file for the project, they mostly does not care about this part. They care about underwater part. And then they put you point here, and if you put the point here in the offset file, and you go to measure the freeboards, and you may get big differences in actual in the actual displacement. And these are the challenges. And basically the rule says, yes, we may accept designer files, but with some provision, and even designer itself has to tell us, okay, this is my point on the file, and he shows you on the hull where is this point. I had this Gran Soleil 39 in Italy, where Italian designer actually made an X in the mouth, so when the boat come out, you get exactly that point, and you know where it is. And the other problem was that this point was actually somewhere here, 15 centimeters below the ship line, but then the owner put a sticker on his sponsor, and then when we were looking where to measure, we had to cut off the sticker to find the point.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
What is the acceptable precision of scanning and of control of the scanning? Because, yeah, for example, if you measure the freeboard, the precision of freeboard itself is quite huge. Yeah, we have a few millimeters on it, to us, correct. But what is precision of the scanning itself? Yeah, we have some shape of the board, and our experience is that the volume of the board is smaller in the program than in real life, because we have only 3 points on the frames of the number.
I don't know. I mean, depends. The scanning itself. You know, if you are using the total station or laser scanner or whatever it is within the millimeter, I mean, it is the precision of the instrument is always.
The precision of all these instruments is typically 2 millimeters, but this is assuming that all the locations where you measure from are correct, because if you put the measurement origin in a different place, of course, the precision is degraded.
And I mean, what is the precision of the checking the file? Right? If we have 6 files for some board, and now we have board on the left, and we have to compare if it really offset file for this board. Yeah, because the designer provides this file.
No, yes. If this is designer provided file, then the checks. The first thing is you cannot. We have some guidelines how to check, but it depends, of course, from boat to boat and from quality to quality to understand.
Probably with time, do people actually want to see this?
Yeah.
Because I actually done this 6 years ago, but we did a particular scan, so I have some pictures.
Yeah, no.
Do I make them or?
You can.
I have to get it on them. Takes a
Okay.
second.
No, it's no problem. But I mean, if you have designer provided files and you want to verify, you have to depend from file to file to understand what you are looking for. And I don't know if I can later. Maybe I can check some.
Interrupt you, Zoran.
No,
One of the fundamental approaches of the system from its origin is to have only integrated values and no point measurement. In fact, all the development of this technique was coming from the IOR times, where there were fixed measurement stations, and then you could design a boat around the measurement points. Now, with the development and the study of the IMS, this has been circumvented because you don't have any specific point where you need to measure. You don't need to find the water beam and then the midpoint and then the waterline length, for instance, or the waterline at above the crane like you do in the 6 meters or the 8 meters. And then, you know, this does not, there is no strict rule, so you need to have a station every 10 centimeters or exactly 35% of the LOA. This you can have more, or in some cases also less. The problem is to get enough information to correctly. The only points that are more sensitive than others are the freeboard points, and specifically their height. If they are taken a few millimeters or even a few centimeters forward or after of the precise point, and if they are taken a little bit outside or inside, that does not change anything. But if they are taken at a different height, then you introduce an error. Like if you want to keep exactly the same position, but you see that you are going on a point that is down the transom, and you look at the offset file and this point should be on the shear, then you are making a mistake. Then you could be, usually if the point you measure is lower than what it should be, then the boat is lighter. And if you measure to a point that is higher, then the boat will be heavier. And there is where there is the sensitive part of the program. So the problem is to understand where you need to be extremely precise and where you don't need to be that precise because the difference is not there. And then typically, what we, and you see it also that when you measure freeboards, you cannot say that you are measuring the hundredths of a millimeter. It's not like with a caliper. You are measuring